Hey everybody, welcome back to Andrina's Creation. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create mini coloring books using Silhouette Studio. Yes, of course, you can use any other software of your choice, but y'all know I use Silhouette Studio. You do not need a cutting machine to do these. All you need is the software. You're going to see how easy this is, that even a beginner that has never opened the software is going to be able to make them as long as you follow each step. So let's get started. For your materials, you're going to need glossy paper or matte paper, whatever paper you want. Just make sure that whatever paper you use is compatible with your printer. If you have an inkjet printer, if you have a toner printer, if you have an inkjet dye ink or pigment ink printer, whatever printer you have, you just have to make sure that your paper is compatible with your ink. I am going to be using my Epson 1600. It is a pigment ink printer, so I'm going to be using this paper. It's Pretty Party and Crafty Party Printables paper. I'm going to be using the 96-pound one. It's just thicker and it comes 50 sheets. I'll leave the link down below, and this one is glossy, but again, you can use matte. You're going to need a paper to print the inside of your coloring pages. I am going to be using the 32-pound Hammermil premium color copy paper. This is regular copy paper, 32-pound. The thicker the paper, the higher the number, the thicker your paper is. If you can use 24-pound, 32-pound, but if you don't want it to be so see-through, I recommend using higher up. And you can even use regular 65-pound cardstock if you choose to, okay? But today I'll be using the 32-pound regular copy paper. You're going to need a long reach stapler. I have two. So I have this one. And remember, I'm going to be leaving all the links down below. So I have this one, and I got both of these staplers from Amazon. Long reach means that you have enough space to go ahead and staple your coloring books or whatever you're stapling. A paper cutter. I am going to be using this Guillotine board, and I also have a regular paper cutter that is from the same brand, from We Are Memory Keeper. Whatever paper cutter you have, and if you don't have a paper cutter, don't worry. Just go ahead and use a regular pair of scissors. Of course, your printer and a computer or laptop. And if you do not have a printer at home, you can also go ahead and print at your local print shop. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and open up your software. I'll be using Silhouette Studio, and I do have Business Edition, but you can use the Basic Edition. You don't even need a cutting machine to do these coloring books. All you need is the software of your choice, but today I'm going to be showing you how to do this in Silhouette Studio. Now, Basic Edition is free, and I do have links down below on how to download the software for free, and it is no fee at all. But if you do want to upgrade to Business Edition, it is a one-time payment, and I'll leave the link down below. The original price is $100, but right now it's on sale for $50, and again, it's only a one-time payment. Why do I recommend having Business Edition? Is because you have all the icons, as you can see, all around, okay? Now, what version do I have? I have version 4.4895. I never recommend downloading like the most recent edition, because it just crashes and it has like bugs and all that. So I never upgraded. I actually have not upgraded my software like in 2 years. And what I mean by the upgrade is just like the version, like 4.4, 4.5 and so on. Like right now, when you watch this video, I think 4.5 is out because of the newer machines that just came out. If you are brand new to Silhouette Studio, I'm going to let you know some things you need to do. Number one is changing your tool settings. And what I mean by that is, once you make shapes, your cursor is going to want to continue to make shapes. And let me show you. All the way down here on your right bottom corner, there is the settings wheel. You're going to click on that, and where it says tools, I have all mine where it says after creating a shape, after drawing, after using eraser, all of them say choose to select, okay? When you open up your software, it might say continue drawing shapes, and I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to click on apply, and I'm going to click on OK. Now, if I go create a shape, my shapes are on my left side. If I click on the rectangle and I when I make a rectangle, you see my cursor did not change back to the arrow. I'm going to continue creating shapes. As a newbie, that is going to get frustrating because after you create a shape, then you have to go back here and select the cursor back on your top left corner. Okay, I'm going to select all this and I'm going to click delete on my keyboard. So when you first open your software for the first time, I recommend here going to your settings, and then here where it says tools, go ahead and choose to select, meaning that every time you touch any of these tools, you have to, if you want to make another shape, you have to click on it again, okay? Because as soon as you create something with this, it's going to go back to your cursor. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to click on apply, and I'm going to click on OK. All right, so now when I create a shape, as you see, it goes back to my cursor, and I'm not going to continue to create shapes. All right, so that is one of the first steps. If you see that when you first open it as well, mine looks darker, that is just because I have it on the dark mode, and that is also under your settings wheel on your bottom right corner, which you can change to light and you can change to dark. I just prefer having it dark. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of icons. Even if you have basic edition, business edition, it doesn't matter. You can still create these coloring books. As long as you follow along every single step that I tell you, you're going to see how easy it is, even if you are a beginner in Silhouette Studio and this is the first time that you open the software. Okay, first thing you need to do is go ahead and set up your media size. The media size basically is the paper size that you're going to be using. Today, I'm going to be using 8x11 paper. So your first icon on your right, that is called your page setup. That looks like a piece of paper. Here, you're going to see your machine that says cameo, your cutting mat, and your media size. So my media size, that is the size of paper you're going to be using. Doesn't matter if you're using vinyl or paper, whatever. Always change your media size so you know what you're working with. Again, my media size, I'm going to change it to 8x11 because that is what we're going to be using today. All right. Now, I do have business edition, so you're going to see this ruler. If you have business edition, it'll be like, Andrina, I can't see my ruler. So we're still on the page setup, and I'm going to click here on my second option. That is right here. You see this grid. And this is what I have turned on my side. I have where it says show guides. I have that turned on. Where it says snap to guides, my ruler is on, as you can see. And then I have where it says enable smart snapping. If you only have basic edition, you're not going to have a ruler, but don't worry about that. Okay, now let's go ahead and exit that out. I am going to divide this paper into 4 because this is going to be the mini coloring book. So I'm going to use the guides to show me everywhere I have to put the image. And how I'm going to do that is right here on my ruler that is on my right. I'm just going to click on it and drag a line. So remember, this is 8.5. My width. So half of 8.5 is 4.25. So I'm going to drag that line all the way to where it says 4.25. And I know I'm in right there in the middle of the paper. I'm going to do the same thing with the ruler up here. I'm going to click and I'm going to bring it down all the way to 5.5 because half of 11 is 5.5. And there you have it. I know I have this divided into 4. For my people that don't have business edition, they do have the basic. For the people that don't have business edition, like I said, you will not have the ruler. So the way that you'll know where is your 4 sides is that's easy. All you have to do is go here on my left, grab a rectangle shape, make any rectangle of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and color this just so you can see it. And how to color this, you're going to see a paint palette on your right, select it, and I'm just going to click the color pink so you can see it. Now, while this is selected, I'm going to go up here, make sure that your rectangle is selected. And how you know it's selected is when you click on it, you see these little white rectangles around it. If it's not selected, you won't see that. So I'm going to select it, and up here automatically you're going to see width and height. And if you're locked, there's a lock right here. If you see it locked, unlock it just by clicking on it. And then on the width, I'm going to type 4.25 and enter. And on my height, I'm going to type 5.5 and enter. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put it right here on the corner. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click on it again, right click and duplicate. And I'm going to put this one here. even if you have basic edition, if you have that smart snapping on, let me go back here. Even if you have this enable smart snapping, you will see that when you touch two rectangles or whatever shape together, you're going to see a blue line. So that's how you know they're connected and everything is centered. And then I'm going to select these both, right click and duplicate. And then I'm going to put these two right here. So now you know that these four rectangles is your four sides. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my guide so you can see it better. If you have the basic edition, I'm going to turn that off. And if you see like these red lines around it and also that black line right here on your page setup. So what that means is, let me move these to the side so I do not get confused. So you're going to say, Andrina, what is that red line? So that red line is your cut border. That's how you know how far your machine is going to cut. So if I turn that off, we actually don't even need it because we're not using the machine today. I'm going to turn that off. And then this black line is your print border. That's how far your printer is going to print. Okay, so if I turn that off, you won't see it anymore. If I turn it back on, you will see it. Okay, so that is your print border. All right, so these four rectangles basically will be your guides. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it here in the center. And you can actually right click and group it together. Go here to your transform icon that looks like three lines and then click on center, and it's going to center it to the mat. All right, all together, make sure they are grouped. I'm going to right click and ungroup it so they're all four individually. And then I'm just going to select them all again. And I'm going to go here to my paint palette again. And I'm going to turn them the color white. And as you can see, anytime you create a shape, you're going to see a red outline. So right here, that will be your guide basically if you have basic edition. Okay. I'm still going to use my guides because I'm used to using my guides. So I'm just going to put one rectangle here. And let me just put them all here. And then I am going to go ahead and put my guides again. If you are just doing this for personal use only, you can go ahead and go to your web browser, whatever you're using, and you're going to go ahead and search that coloring page. So let's say I will click on bluey coloring page. I will search that, and then I will go ahead and click on images. And then you're going to go ahead and see all the images. So this is, again, these are copyrighted. This is only for personal use only. Okay. So I would just click on one. I'm going to right click, copy image, go into silhouette, right click and paste. All right. As you can see, the image might come in small or big. So all you have to do is resize them. So remember, while my image is selected, I'm going to click up here where it says width and put in your measurements, which the width is 4.25, enter. And your height is 5.5 and enter. And there you have it. Now, if you see that your image is distorted, sometimes it might look like long or too wide. You need to fix that. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to click here on your paint palette icon. And then you're going to go here on your third option right here. This is your pattern fill option. And right here where it says aspect ratio, click on your first F. And I don't know if you noticed that slight thing that I did there, but it adjusted it correctly. So this is my first coloring page, and I'm just going to put it right here. And then you go ahead and repeat the same steps with all four. You are going to decide how many pages you want. There is no right or wrong. I'm going to actually get my coloring pages from Creative Fabrica. So this is the website that I'm going to be using. I love this website. You can get so many stuff in here, but there is nothing copyrighted on here, okay? But you can search digital paper, you can search clip arts, SVGs, coloring pages, fonts, you name it. I'll leave the link down below specifically for this website. You can try it out for the first month for just $1 and cancel at any time. Or you can pay monthly or yearly. I actually pay yearly, and I think they always run sales, as you can see here. And for right here, so if you already have Creative Fabrica, you can pay an extra $47 just to have a 12 additional months. So basically it came out to $3.99 a month. And I think I'm paid off to 2026, believe it or not. Anyways, so I just search coloring pages, and I am going to search up, let me see, ocean animal. So this is the one that I'm going to use. It's called Cute Ocean Animals Coloring Book for Kid. I'll also leave the link specifically for this one if you want to be able to use this one. And it also actually comes with digital backgrounds as well. So this is perfect. I don't have to keep looking for other clip arts and backgrounds because I'm going to use everything that it has here. To download this is very easy. All you have to click here is download. Once it's done downloaded, you're going to click here on my folder. I do want to say I do have a Windows computer. So right here you see the zipped folder that I just downloaded. I'm going to click there where it has the folder, and this is going to pop up. And then this is what I mean about the extraction. So if you have a Mac, I'm pretty sure you have to double click, but I have a Windows. So right here it's selected, and I'm going to click here where it says extract all. When this pops up, I'm going to click here where it says browse, and I'm going to go ahead to my external hard drive, and I'm going to click on that. And then I do have a folder already that's called coloring pages. So if you don't have a folder, all you have to do is click on whatever device that you're going to save it in, and you're going to right click, and you're going to create new folder. Okay, but I already have one, so I just gotta find the one that I have that's called coloring pages, and I'm gonna click on there. And then here in my coloring page folder, I'm actually going to create a folder in here that is called Ocean Animals, which is already on there. Ocean Animals, and all I did was right click and create a folder. And then once you create a folder, you're gonna click OK, and it's gonna say select folder, and then that entire thing that you just downloaded is going to extract in that folder. All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's exit all that out because I already did all that. And then you're gonna go back into Silhouette Studio, and you're gonna go ahead. There's two different ways on how to bring in stuff into Silhouette Studio. First one is you go to File and Merge. You cannot do File and Open. If you click File and Open, you're going to open a new document. So go to File and Merge, and when you go to File and Merge, you just locate whatever you was looking for. Okay, but I'm just gonna go here to my folder down here in the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and locate that folder that we created, coloring pages, the Cute Ocean Animals. I'm gonna click on the one that says JPEG, and these are all my coloring. And all I'm gonna do is move this to the side, and I'm going to just drag in all the ones that I want to use. Okay, remember, there is no right or wrong on how many you want to print. Something that I do want to point out is, let me minimize that. There's a zoom button on top of Silhouette Studio, zoom in and zoom out. You can go ahead and zoom out, and you can use more of the canvas. Now, anything that's inside of here of your mat, that is what's going to print, or even if you cut in with your machine, that's what's going to cut in here. Anything outside of this mat is not going to print or cut. So you're able to use everything around here. So I'm actually going to zoom out so I can go ahead and bring my images in. All right, so these are the images that I'm going to use, but I do need to resize them. As you can see, they're not the size that I need them. So I had to click on each one individually, and I'm going to go ahead and resize it. So while I click on one, I'm going to go to the width, and I'm going to type 4.25 and enter by 5.5 and enter. And then I'm going to do that with each one. All right, I went ahead and resized everything, but again, to make sure that everything is proportioned correctly, I'm going to click here somewhere here on my screen. I'm going to drag my mouse and select everything. And as you can see, you'll know everything's selected because you'll see all the little white squares all around it. And now I am back in my fill pattern, which is my paint palette. I'm in the third option on my pattern fill. Where it says aspect ratio, I'm going to click on the first F. Look closely at the images so you can see. And they all have adjusted correctly. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, I'm still missing 3 pages. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we're printing 4 first. And then in the back of that sheet, I'm going to print 4 because they're going to be double-sided. You don't have to have them double-sided, but I am. So I'm going to print 4 first, and behind that paper, I'm going to print 4 more. Then I'm going to get another sheet of paper, print 4, and behind that sheet, I'm going to print out 4 more. Okay, so we're missing 3. Why did I leave it like that? Just because we're going to just create anything you want. So you're going to have a rectangle the size of 4.25 by 5.5, just like everything else. And remember, I put these on the side, so I'm just going to use these. And you can create activity sheets. Even in Creative Fabrica, you can search activity sheets. But I'm just going to do something really quick. So I'm going to click here on the A on my left. I'm going to go ahead and click A on my right. And I'm going to click anywhere here on my screen. And I'm going just to type anything. I'm going to type the letter A. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to make that bigger so you can see it. I'm going to come over here on my fill icon, the paint palette. I'm going to color that the color white. I'm going to go under my fill icon. You're going to see some lines, and that is called your line style. Where it says thickness, I'm going to go up a little bit. And then here on the color, I'm going to click on the color black. I'm going to go back to my font style, that is the text style, that is the A on my right. And I'm going to go ahead and select a font. Now, where do you get your fonts? You can download, you can get some also from Creative Fabrica. I'm just going to go ahead and let me zoom in here. As you can see, like the zoom in and the zoom button is up here. And you also have like the mouse zoom. So if I click on the mouse zoom, and then you're going to see this on your cursor, I'm going to click there and you see it zoomed in right there. So we are right here. So I'm going to expand this a little bit. And how I'm making it big is when you have something selected, you'll see the little white square. So I'm just dragging from one corner, okay? Then I'm going to double click on that, duplicate it. I'm going to double tap it. So I'm back on my edit mode. I'm going to delete the A and I'm going to type. All right. Then I'm going to unselect it, clicking somewhere here on my screen. And I'm going to make that smaller. Right click, duplicate, double click it so it's back on edit mode. All right, once I like how it looks, I'm going to click somewhere here on my screen. I'm going to drag my mouse, select everything, and group it together, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab another sheet that I did. And right here in my shapes, there is an oval rectangle. I'm going to select that one. And let me zoom in over here. And I'm going to make a little oval line like this. And then I'm going to click on it, right click on that shape. Right click on that shape and click convert to path. And then I'm going to go ahead and color it in my fill icon. Let me do this away from here so you can see. I'm going to right click and duplicate that. Right click, duplicate, and holding my shift key where you see this little green circle, that is to turn. So I have my shift key so it can stay straight. Right click and duplicate. I'm going to select everything, right click and weld it together. All right. So now we have that. I'm going to right click and duplicate. and just color this a different color. Right click and duplicate. I have everything selected, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. All right, and I'm gonna go back to the A on my left, A on my right, and I'm just gonna select the font, and I'm gonna click anywhere on my screen, and I'm gonna type. Unselected, click on it again, go to my fill icon, select a color. Okay, I'm gonna select everything, and here on my fill on my line color, I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna click no color because as you can see everything has like a red outline. I don't want that, so here I'm gonna select here to no color, so all that red outline comes off. All right, then I'm gonna select here on my screen, drag my mouse, right click and group this together, and that's another sheet. I'm gonna actually click on this one, right click and duplicate this one, right click and ungroup it, and I'm going to put this up here, edit this, and edit this. Now drag my mouse, select everything and group it together. And again, you can continue to see how many pages you want. I am done here. So I made 16. Let me delete these. Right click, select everything, just click delete on your keyboard. All right. So I have 16 here. Okay. And then you can just go ahead and line them up. So you're going to put one here, one here, one there, and one there. I'm actually going to select it, all of them, right click and group it together. So I know I have 4. And then I'm going to repeat the same steps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right click and group, and that doesn't look right, so let me undo that because I think this one, oh. One. Also, if you do not have your guides, let me say this. If you don't have your guides, by just selecting, remember at the beginning for the basic edition, remember at the beginning I told you guys to create your rectangles. Those rectangles, or even when you bring in the coloring, okay, let me not confuse you guys. When you resize your coloring pages, remember this coloring page was already made, right? And you resized it. If you don't have those guides and be like, Andrina, well, I can't line it up. All you have to do is click on a coloring page. You're going to go here to your transform icon, and you're going to go ahead and click here to align to the left and align to the top. That's already there. You see it's align to the left, align to the top. Click on the other one. Align to the right and align to the top. Boom. Click on another one. Align to the left and align to the, to the bottom. Boom. Click on the next one. Align to the right and align to the bottom. Boom. See? Select all, right click and group it together. All right, do the same thing. Click on this one, align to the left, align to the top, click, align to the left, align to the top. Next one, align and align. And actually, because the words here are bigger, let me ungroup it. This will affect it. You see when I selected, you see that my words, or hold on, let me zoom in. You see that my rectangle is coming out of it. That's because of the number 5, and that's why it's not aligning correctly. So to fix that is I'm going to click on the number 5, right click and convert to path, and you see how it changed the size. And I'm going to do the same thing with the name, convert to path, and click on this and convert to path. And I'm going to select everything and group it. Now you see that the stuff is right on that rectangle. Group it. Align to bottom. Align there. And I had to do the same thing with this one. Once you click on convert to path though, you can no longer edit the font. So make sure before you do this, you can no longer change that font. It doesn't become a font anymore, okay? Group it. All right. Align to the left. Align to the top. All right. Select everything here. Right click and group it together. And now you have this. You might say, Andrina, why you made me do all this? Because you're going to have to print 4 first. After you print these 4, you're going to turn your paper around and print the other 4. Okay, so you can just click on these 4 and we're still in the transform icon. And we could click right here on center. And it will center it for you. See? Now, you move those after you print. You click on this one. Click on center. Boom. When you're done with that one, click on this one, center, boom, you're done. And then you print these, all right? But remember, you had to print 4 first, turn your paper around, print the other 4, move them, blah, blah, blah. All right, now let's move forward to designing the cover of your coloring books, all right? So let's move this to the side. You're gonna go ahead and create the same piece of rectangle, 4.25 by 5.5. Remember, we're doing a mini coloring book, and then start designing on that. Now these coloring pages that I got already came with some covers, so I'm gonna go back to that file, and where it says cover, I'm gonna click on that, and I'm going to select the cover. We need one for the front and we need one for the back, so I'm gonna select this one and I'm gonna select this one. The good thing about this is that I actually don't even have to design because it's pretty much designed for me. But if you need to design it on your own, like I said, I'm going to duplicate this and just put it the color white. You will go ahead and grab basically your clip arts. And what I mean by that is if you want to design it just like this, you will have to go and locate a seahorse image, a clip art. You will have to locate your sea plants and your fishes and all that and put them one by one and design, put a background. That is what you're going to design. I'm not doing that right now because these are already designed for me, okay? So let me delete that. I do have to resize these to 4.25 by 5.5 and make sure you change the aspect ratio. Whatever you put on your right, that is your front cover. Whatever you put on your left, that is your back cover. Okay? Let me zoom in. From here, you can start typing whatever you want your cover and your back cover to say. If you want to have the same color scheme of whatever you design, let me show you a trick. You're going to go here to the side where it has your shapes. Grab a circle or any shape, it doesn't matter. I'm going to hold the shift key just so it can remain a circle and not an oval. And you might not see it, so let me go ahead here to my fill icon and I'm going to color that the color white. I'm going to right click and duplicate it. Right click and duplicate. Select them, right click and duplicate. You can do as many circles as you want. You're gonna be like, why are we doing this, girl? Let me show you. You can still use these colors right here and play around with the colors, but I don't want to do that. So I just want to pick the colors that we have right here in this cover that I already have. So all you have to do is click on one of the circles. Here on your paint fill icon, you have what it looks like a medicine dropper. You're going to click on that. Come over here to your cover and click on a color. click on the other circle, come over here and click on a color. And you're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps. Click on a circle, click on a color. And now you have the same colors as your cover. All right, so there you have it. So now I'm gonna go to the A on my left, A on my right. I'm gonna select the font, then I'm gonna start typing. Unselect it to get off the edit mode. Select it again. I'm still here on the A on my right, and I'm gonna click on center. I'm going to go ahead and color it the color white so you can see what's going on. And right here under the fill icon is the lines. I'm going to go ahead and take that color off because as you can see it has the red outline. And let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see. And let's go ahead and find a different font. And all you have to do is double click it to go back on your edit mode, right? And you're going to go ahead and select one letter. And then you're going to go here to your fill icon, select your dropper, and select the color you want it to be. And you're going to repeat those. You don't have to do this. This is just me telling you extra steps, okay? And you're going to go ahead and put your words, different colors. Now you need to unselect it to get off the edit mode. Let me zoom in. And now here I am just going to go ahead and select it again. Go to my offset icon that looks like a double star. Click on offset. And then you're going to go ahead and play with how much of an offset you want. You can go up and down. Once you're satisfied, go ahead and click on your fill icon and go ahead and color your offset. You can create another offset and color that the color that you want. Now I'm going to click here, select everything, right click, group it together. And I'm going to go here to my line style, click here and click on no color because I don't want that red outline. Go ahead and add this to your cover. The way that I'm making it smaller, remember everything is grouped together. So there's like a white square here. Do not drag from the sides, always from the corners, okay? So everything stays proportioned. All right. Now, if you also want something in the back, repeat the same steps. I'm going to just actually right click on this one that we already typed. And I'm going to ungroup it and just grab the words. Remove all that. I'm just going to click a delete on my keyboard. Double click here. I'm going to unselect it to get off the edit mode. Then I'm going to select it. Go here to my fill icon. Pick a color of your choice. Create offsets if you want. Select everything, right click and group it. I'm going to go ahead and remove that red outline. All right, I'm going to select these two covers by just clicking here on my screen, dragging my mouse, selecting everything, right click and group it together. Right click and duplicate. And then now I have two covers that fit on one page. All right. So now you can also delete all this here if you want to. And now you're ready to go ahead and print. Okay. How do you print? Now you go here to your printer icon all the way on your top left corner. Click here where it says print. If you have a borderless printer, you need to make sure that you turn on your borderless because as you can see, this is how it's going to print with that white border. I do have a borderless printer, so I'm going to select my printer, which is an EcoTank 16600. I'm going to click on preferences. The paper source, I am going to be printing from the back tray. So I'm going to click on paper tray. Document size is 8x11. It is on portrait mode. I am going to click on borderless. I'm going to click here on OK. In my paper type, I'm going to select the premium photo paper glossy. Click on OK. And then I'm going to go ahead, click OK and print. All right. After that print, let me cancel. After that print, I'm going to move these to the side. Remember, I'm going to click on this, go to transform icon, click to center. Now for here, I'm going to click again, printer icon. Click on print. You can do borderless. You really don't have to do borderless on these. I'm going to click on preference, click on paper tray, 8x11. You don't have to click borderless if you don't want to. And in the paper type, I'm just going to click on high quality plain paper because I'm going to be using plain paper. And then I'm going to click on OK and then print. I'm not printing because I already have them printed. And then once this page prints, you're going to, like I said, put this on the side, turn your paper around on your printer and print these, okay? And then when you do that, grab another sheet. So basically, I am just printing 2 sheets double-sided. You can print more. Again, like I said, there is no right or wrong. Go ahead and put this coloring book together. Don't hesitate to ask any questions down below, and I will try my best to answer you. All right, in my printer, because I am printing from the paper tray, all I'm going to do is hold my paper, turn it around just like this, as you can see. And I'm going to go ahead and insert my paper right back in the paper tray like that. And I'm going to print the other side from the back. All right, so I have my papers here. And then I'm going to put it at the 5.5 mark. Hold it and cut. And do the same thing with the cover. Go ahead and grab your cover and fold it exactly in half. And grab your coloring pages and fold them in half as well. You're going to go ahead and put your pages inside of there. You're going to open it right in the center. Make sure everything's aligned. You're going to go ahead and right in the center. It depends how many staples you want to do. You can do 2, you can do 3. Just make sure that you do it right in the center of it. And this is with the other stapler. I'm just doing 2 so you can see. I am going to say that I do prefer this one. This one's more expensive though. I think at the moment it's like $32 versus the other one is $14. But right here you can kind of feel more where the center is versus the other one. That is just my personal opinion, okay? Once you staple it, just go ahead and make sure that everything is folded in half. If you see that you have an excess and that bothers you, go ahead and grab your trimmer or your pair of scissors and cut all that off. If you don't like that, if you're fine, then just leave it like that. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut that off. All right, once you're done, you can go ahead and put them inside of a cellophane bag, and you can actually even make stickers for them, and you can add crayons. I'm going to leave the link for the cellophane bag and the crayons that I'm going to be using. You can also add custom crayon boxes inside. I have these templates on my website, andrinaskreations.com. I have a box that's for those crayons that I added at the beginning, and then the other 3 is for the regular Crayola boxes. One is for the 4 crayons, another one for 6, and the other one for 8. All right, guys, y'all made it to the end of this class. Comment down below a blue heart so I know you guys made it all the way to the end. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload new videos. I hope you guys really enjoy this, and stay tuned because I have a lot more to bring to this channel, more tutorials and more templates. All right, guys, I hope everyone's having a blessed day, and I can't wait till you guys create these mini coloring books, and talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.